Hi, today I'd like to talk to you about the U.S. Postal Service. Lately I see that they're looking to change their service days, cut back one day, just serve 5 days a week. They don't want to raise the postal rates, but that may be an option they have to do. But they're in a serious budget crunch right now, and I look back on it and I remember several things that they've done wrong. One of those was the way they treated their customers. 40 years ago, if you wanted to ship a package with the U.S. Postal Service, you almost had to jump through hoops. The box had to be wrapped in a brown paper bag, and on top of that, it had to have string tied around it. All these very special things, and then along came UPS and FedEx, and you could take a box there with writing all over it, and they'd even tape it shut for you. Now that's how you treat a person. You show them you want their business. The Postal Service has found this out way too late. This has cost them a great deal. It's allowed FedEx and UPS to become very profitable and more than competitive, actually. The other thing is the rate that they charge for first-class mail these days. 44 cents is quite a bargain. I mean, anywhere in the world you look around, you're not going to send a letter, say 3,500 miles from Key West to Seattle or whatever the mileage is, for 44 cents. A lot of the European countries like France, Germany, Great Britain, they probably don't send a letter more than 700-800 miles at most, and it still costs as much or more. The U.S. Postal Service is a great bargain price-wise. Their service is pretty good, and the truth is they probably need to take a serious look at increasing the price that they charge for first-class mail. But they also probably still need to consider going to a 5-day work week instead of 6. The extra 6th day probably costs them a lot of overtime, a lot of extra help that they could probably cut back a little bit more on some help and try to become profitable that way. That's your Minute with Monte. Thank you.